who are here. Am I correct? Yes. I also want to acknowledge our DG, Ms. Penny Lebaleni, and Mr. Franz Baleni. You deserve a special word of welcome, Mr. Baleni. We work with the DG, with the MECs here, so your presence here is very, very important. I want you to stand up. There's something for the youth to understand. Thank you very much. She's not in government. But we who work in government know that government is a very hard, tough job to do. So when you have people supporting those who are in government, is something to appreciate. I want to acknowledge the leaders of local government who are here, but most importantly, the leaders of the organizations of the youth in our midst. Can we give a big round of applause to the leaders of the organizations of the youth in our midst? And can I see the leaders of the organizations of youth? If you think you are a leader of the organization of the youth, stand up, please. I want to see you. If you think so, we don't have to audit. Let's give them a big round of applause. By the way, that includes students. Student organizations are organizations of the youth. Did you stand up? Did student organizations, the leaders of students stand up? They did. Okay, it's good that they know. Because when I was a student leader, I didn't know that actually when you are a student leader, you are a leader of the youth. Because some students were so old.
This man.
They have been at university for long without passing. So, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, I also want us to acknowledge a special friend, and that's a cultural legend, Tate Jerry Mufti. He is here because there's a young person who's a finalist, a nominee, who is inspired by him.
Oh, wow.
Okay, let me end with acknowledging my guest. This one's my guest of honor. A young girl who is an author called Stacey. Stacey, please, don't only stand up, walk and come here and then you see you, Stacey. You can turn around and wave at them, Stacey. This young woman is very powerful. Wait until you hear.
Good girl.
So there's a few things I would like to say. The first one is that this is indeed the second edition of the Premier's Youth Excellence and Service Awards. There is no other province in the Republic of South Africa that acknowledges young people. There isn't. You can search around, you can phone and you can check, communicate with your friends in the social media and check which other province, Ayanda and Kailitli, which other province holds awards to acknowledge the contributions of young people, but to also showcase that youth are not just about negative energy. They contribute very significantly as the pulse of the nation and the pulse of a creative province like ours. So this evening we come together precisely for that reason. We come together to come and showcase what the youth in Gauteng do. And I want to thank all of you who have taken time to come here to celebrate together with us the achievements of young people. And I also have my youth in my family. I have my 3 boys with me. I want them to stand up. They are here, and I want them to be inspired by other youth. Please stand up there. I I've invited them here. Normally they like to use Saturday as their day, that they are in charge. But I said, no boys, let's go. Thank you very much. I said, let's go and see what other young people do. Because this evening belongs to the youth. And this evening belongs to the youth who really do something with their lives. Who go at length to demonstrate that they can get ahead if we give them a helping hand. They can get ahead and they can get out of the conditions, circumstances often that are very, very depressing. But this evening is also a powerful affirmation of the positive role of youth and their creative energy. Parents, and I saw there are a number of older people here tonight. Parents know that the one difficult challenge for any parent is what do you do with the energy of your child? And they don't know these youth who are here. That parents plan about how do you burn the energy of this child. You don't know about it. It's the biggest headache for parents is how do you make sure that your child who's got so much energy is tired. By the time they go to bed, they are so tired that they'll only wake up tomorrow morning. This is a secret only known by parents. If you can't find the way to channel the energy of your child in a positive and constructive way, they are going to become a problem. Because that energy will be channeled somewhere else. So as a society that forgets that one thing young people are rich with is energy. Is boundless energy. That's something you inherit, guys, and you inherit that until you get older and you are kind of slow, you slow down, you slow in anything. So this evening we also want to celebrate that creative energy and help as the Gauteng provincial government create platforms and opportunities for young people, because you are young, not forever. For young people to burn their energy in the most constructive way for communities and society, and for families as well. How do our youth burn their energy in the most constructive way? So we're not coming together to complain about the youth. Because half the time the narrative in society is very negative about young people. And personally, as the Premier and as a father, I am sick and tired of negative stories about young people.
Yes.
Just say to your neighbor, I am sick and tired about negative stories about the youth.
I am
Whether your neighbor is old or
about
young,
negative stories about the youth.
Sick and tired.
I am sick and tired of negative stories.
I want to see positive stuff that the youth
I want to see positive stuff that.
Let's say that. I want to see positive stuff that young people are doing.
I want to see positive stuff that young people are
And the place to be is here.
And the
if
place
you want to see that, now I know you may continue to repeat. No, don't repeat. This is not church, okay? It's not church. So there are many depressing news about young people. Youth in crime,
I actually
youth
wrote a
in
book
drugs,
that stopped complaining
negative stuff. If it's about
parents
girls,
stop
pregnancy,
complaining and getting
all
their
that,
children's
dropping
lives.
out of school, broken dreams.
I've just sent my
all
sister
that.
to the class
This
to get a copy for the
evening,
prince.
we're celebrating
When I heard him saying stop complaining.
our youth. We're not
She's
celebrating
11 now.
ourselves. We're celebrating our youth. We're not celebrating the government.
She
We're
wrote
celebrating
that
young
at
people.
7.
And the reason we do that is because our government cares about the youth. We invest in our youth. That Temple 1 million that young people were playing out here, we empower our youth. The amount of money we are spending in education, in basic education, in tertiary education, in higher education, and in other programs, the amount of money we are spending in those programs tells only one statement, that we're serious. It's not just about talking so that young people feel good. It's not about selling a story like people in marketing do. Sometimes they sell you something that has listeriosis and you eat it with a smile. Good marketers sell you something, even if it's not good, you eat it with a smile. Or buy it with a smile, only to be disappointed later. Our programs are not about marketing. Our programs are the real stuff on the youth. And this story can only be told by young people. You will see some of them this evening. The awards are about a story told, that's the story of the youth, told by the youth themselves. And we do so because Oliver Tambo, one of our country's greatest heroes and statesmen, says that a country that neglects its youth deserves no future.
Exactly.
So a family that neglects its children, that doesn't invest in its children, can have no future.
Yes.
The reason parents spend every little cent they earn to educate their children is because it's not just about the future of those children, but it's the future of that family,
themselves.
the future of that nation. And if we don't do so, we will have no future as a nation. So a community that doesn't invest in its youth, that community has no future. It can have no future at all. So this evening, we are gathered here to honor young people. But these are a special type of young people who have made a determination that they are not going to stand by and be observers, that they are going to do something with their lives, to overcome the circumstances of their birth. And these are dreamers. We would call them in our province young dreamers. But every young person has got a dream, regardless. Even a child born in a shack has a dream about living in a mansion. Because your dreams cannot be shaped by the constraints of your life. Then they are not dreams.
Yes.
If your dreams don't scare you, then they are not big enough. If you dream only about what you can achieve, that thing is not called a dream.
Never.
A dream is something that is scary and that's incredible. When you look at it, it's almost like you can't achieve it. That's what a dream is. And the task of my government is to help young dreamers, is to give young dreamers the wings so that they can fly to the world of their dreams.
Oh, wow.
So Temple 1 million are the wings that we give to young people to fly to the world of their dreams. And that program called Temple 1 million often is not understood. So one component of it is education and training outside basic education. Skills development, that the type of skills that are linked to the demand in the labor market. What type of jobs are needed? And we often go and look for young people who are not necessarily in universities, those who have either passed grade 12, are sitting at home, or young people who have even dropped out of school. And through these skills development programs, we get these young people to begin to believe in themselves. Another part of the Temple 1 million program is that young people who do well in school, and in our province, we have spent 1 billion rands on bursaries, not NSFAS. I know you know NSFAS. The Gauteng provincial government over 6 years has spent 1 billion rands and has been able to get 20,000 young people from Gauteng to graduate at university. And many of these young people are first generation graduates in their families.
Oh God.
There's been nobody who has been to university in that family. This is the first child in that whole family who has been to university, who's got a degree. And today, they are professionals. Many of them, we have helped them not only with the university education, but we have helped them to find employment. That, which is another important part of the Tempo 1 million program, is to help the labor market is so unfriendly to young people. It's hostile because we're looking for what? Employers are looking for experience. How can you get experience from a youth? By definition, youth is something fresh. Where will you get experience unless you give them experience? So through Tempo 1 million, we are now working with 40 corporates in our province, 40 major companies. We are working with them to insist that each one of them must open opportunities for youth. If you want young people to have experience, give them an opportunity. They will have experience. And it is happening. We are turning around the attitudes of employers, major corporations. And I'm very confident that by the end of our term next year, we would have reached 1 million young people in Gauteng. Currently, we have reached 460,000 young people.
Wow.
Only in 3.5 years.
Wow.
3.5 years, 460,000 young people. And that's why we changed this program from Tempo 500,000 to Tempo 1 million. Because 500,000 we are reaching in no time. And the problem of we people in government often, Ayanda and Kailike, is we celebrate too quickly. I don't lead a government that celebrates too quickly when the problem is bigger. We could have stayed with 500,000 and then just celebrate and say, you know what, we have helped 500,000 young people. But there's 2 million young people in Gauteng who are out of school, not in education and training, and not in employment. So if you only reach 500,000, it is still a small number. At least 1 million is something. And that's what inspires the idea of Tempo 1 million. There will still be another million. We must do something about their problems. Tempo 1 million also has produced up to 9,000 youth enterprises. 9,000 youth-owned enterprises. By this administration, I have the honor to lead. So when Ayanda and Akailite were talking about walking the talk, Tempo 1 million is not about advertising the good work of government. Okay, let me say it's very important to say the government is doing a good job. But that's not what keeps me awake. What keeps me awake is there's 2 million young people in Gauteng. Many of them in the townships. Many of them have lost hope. Many of them are lost to drugs and substance abuse. And a lot of them are lost to crime. That's what keeps me awake. So we can't celebrate. So 460,000 is good, but it's not enough. When we get to 1 million, MECs, this is my secret. If I am the premier again in 2019, I'm going to talk about Tempo 2 million.
Wow.
I'm announcing it to the youth. When we reach one target, I change that target because I know there's another 1 million who must be helped. whose lives are unbearable, who could be doing something with their lives, these young people, because there's no young person who wants to be in crime by choice, who wants to be in drugs by choice. There's no girl child who wants to drop out of school and just mess up their lives. Again, we're also doing important interventions for youth in our province. There are young mothers who are in grants. There is nothing as undignified as being a mother who depends on the child support grant, which is so small, but it does help. As Galileo Galilei used to say, that it does move, referring to the earth. When the others thought the earth, whether it was the sun or the earth which was moving. But we have helped young women, 30,000 of them now, who used to just wait for the child support grant. These young women spending the child support grant to help their children. We said it is not good. These young women must be helped, equipped with skills, trained, be assisted to either get employment or establish their own businesses so that they can take care of their children and get out of the grants. The grants must be for old people, guys. You are young. What are you doing in the state support grants? Of course, if it's a child who's being helped, I understand. But I don't want young women who don't work, who are waiting to collect a grant. So we, in our province, yes. Now 30,000 is not a lot, but it is a powerful statement that we can get all young people, young women must work for themselves. They must be equipped with the skills, given entrepreneurship, training and support to work for themselves. So all these are just a set of programs that we at the government are doing, but they're just a helping hand. I know you will see it in a minute that there are many more things that young people are doing in our province with their lives. And one thing is that the youth don't want us to do things for them. If we are helping them, we must do things with them. I know the youth like saying nothing about us. I can't hear that. Nothing about us.
Without us.
Nothing about us without us. Young people don't want us to do things for them. They want us to do things with them. And that's what you want us to do. You don't want us to talk you down. Even as parents, you want us to talk with you. So this provincial government, I have the honor to lead. I am convinced. Bring another government in the Republic of South Africa that's doing so much for the youth. I bet what I'll give you. Bring another government in the Republic of South Africa, a municipality, a provincial government in the Republic of South Africa that's doing as much as we are doing for the youth in Gauteng. I think I'll give you something you want. You just choose what you want. This tie? I'll give it to you. You want a suit? I don't know if it will fit you. I'll give it to you. You want to be the premier? You can go in there in the office. There isn't another government that's doing so much for the youth. But even with that, colleagues, MECs, even with that, what we are doing is only a small, minuscule, because there's so much that the youth need help to get ahead in life. The youth who are entrepreneurs face major obstacles and blockages. Young people who want to set up their own businesses. There's no funding for youth startup businesses. Young people have a lot of ideas about business. They hit the rock. There's no funding, it's difficult. So even with what we are doing, I want to say that we must not rest and think we are doing a lot because of the 2 million young people. And this is a youthful province. Gauteng is a youthful province. What keeps Gauteng dynamic, alive, a province of dreamers, is our youth. So we've got to double our energy, double our effort, but I want to say to young people tonight that we can't do these things without you. So we've created this stage, as MEC Lesotho was saying earlier on, to identify which young people need what type of support. In the things that you are doing, the awards are about showcasing what you can do, but opening opportunities for you as well. I always want to trace what happened to those who won the awards last year. Where are they today? We want to see you moving on, that the opportunities have opened up as a result of you having walked the stage. Yeah, that's what we want to see with our youth. So this is a youthful province. This is a province very proud of doing so much for our youth. But this is a province that needs to double what it is doing for our youth and work with the organized youth in our province. So we can see that Gauteng, when people say you are a youth from Gauteng, it must be clear that you are a special type of youth. A special type of youth. You have energy. Every youth has energy. But you are determined to succeed. And you are not going to stop at anything to get to the world of your dreams. So congratulations, all finalists. And the winners in advance, we congratulate you. And we want to see you somewhere tomorrow having done something with your own lives. This is a province of dreamers. And anything is possible in Gauteng. You have chosen the right place to be. Many of us are looking a little bit older. Please don't mind how we look. Check our hearts. We are very youthful. Deep down here, we are very youthful. Congratulations. Thank you very much.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was very comprehensive from the Premier, but of course certainly worth a while as he was outlining, of course, the plans that the province has for the young people, and also talking about that staggering number of 2 million of young people who are basically hopeless as Ayanda.
I think what I really appreciated about what the Premier had to say was that, you know, anything you do for me, without me, you do against me. That's one of my favorite sayings. So he's not one of those people who are going to say, let us give a man a fish or let us teach a man how to fish. He takes it a step further and says, do you even eat fish? So consulting with the young people in the province about what matters to them the most. You know, sometimes, and I'll say that because I'll make myself an honorary youth today. Abantu will assume that they know what's best for you because they knew what was best for them in their time. But when Umdala asked, how can I meet you halfway? How can I help you? What do young people in Gauteng want? And then he gathers them in this fashion as he does in this room to find solutions to their own problems. I say big up to that. A round of applause, please, ladies and gentlemen.
Absolutely, Ayanda, but of course we don't want to repeat what he said. It's such a lovely night. We're just going to now step away just for a while to allow for a very riveting performance by one of the